You know what I was thinking? Technology, and how it evolves over time. To think, 20 years ago, people had no idea what an iPhone was, or a laptop computer, or even high-speed internet or something. I mean, hell, just in our generation alone, we moved from this piece of shit onto a good DVD player. It's funny because games even have evolved. We went from this in the late 80s to the mid 90s to games like this in the year 2013. And to think, in another generation of consoles, we might not even have optical discs. We're probably just going to move on to an all-digital age where DRM hopefully won't exist and we could just transfer our stuff like we could with the regular boxes. Just kind of depressing because half the fun of getting a game is opening the case and taking off the shrink wrap. But technology is interesting because a lot of the changes are so subtle that we don't even notice it. And I always feel like, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, I just feel like we're in a very technologically dominant generation. I mean, I know right off the bat, we used to have to go to a video store to rent a game or movie. We used to have floppy disks, which aren't around anymore. We used to have shitty VHS players, or rather VCRs. And we used to have to go to, like, CVS or Rite Aid or something to, like, bring your film in to get your pictures to be, like, what the hell was that called? It was, I guess they had to get printed. These days you can freaking take a good high-quality photo with your iPhone or a digital camera if need be. It's funny when you think about certain things like that because it almost makes you wonder, like, how much in our generation alone has evolved. We've gone from these big-ass DOS computers to really nice flat screens. And even with TVs used to be so bulky. And now they're flat, they're smarter. And now, like, Samsung and LG, they're making these OLED TVs that actually bend. It's like, fuck, in another 10 years, the things that we're using now are going to be shit. It's ridiculous how technology changes. Sometimes it's noticeable and sometimes it's not. I mean, I could tell right off the bat games have changed. We've gone from cartridges to discs, and from movies we've gone to VHS tapes, to DVDs, to Blu-rays. It's crazy how it changes. And who knows how things are going to change from now on. Who knows if things are going to get better and better. Or if it's just going to get more confusing. Obviously, every technology jump has some sort of, I guess, standstill where things kind of don't make sense. Personally, if you ask for my prediction, I think all wires are going to be gone. I think they're going to be obsolete. I think, if anything, we're going to have these little wireless receivers that you plug into the outlets, and it just eliminates wires completely. We'll have some sort of wireless power transfer. Wires are getting old, and I'm excited for that to be down the toilet. But it's just funny, because, like, I'll go in my closet sometimes, and I'll just look at some of my old shit, and I'll have, like, my old NES, I got some VCRs, I got some, I used to have some, I think, Sega games or something, and this old crappy-ass camera. It was like, this thing is so big. I almost want to take it out and show you guys. I mean, there it is. Look at the size of this thing. This thing is like half the size of me. Is this really necessary? Am I like filming a movie or something? Seriously, this is what my parents had to film like Christmases and stuff. They gave it to me probably a decade ago just because it's, even then it was a piece of shit. Now it's a damn dinosaur. But it's just crazy how things evolve. It always seems to get smaller too. I don't even care if it breaks. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. Technology, how things change, how it evolves. It's weird to think the things we're using now will suddenly be crap, just like the things that we had when we were kids, like VCRs, are now crap. But it's weird because when you think about what are those things, what will we find are going to be shit? What are we using now that will inevitably be totally obsolete in the coming years? It's confusing, but at the same time, it's exciting. It's definitely a learning experience. I'd personally like to pay attention to it because it makes me more aware of like what's changing. Now, what's to come in the near future? Who knows? That's half the fun of the ride.